morning, everybody. It's Cindy Utter here at Artsy Endeavors. Okay, we're going to continue on our deck of cards. We are actually on number 35, and our prompt for number 35 is bird. So I've actually went through some of my goodies here I have packed away, or just I'm hoarding, whatever you want to call it. And I found this birdie that I kind of sketched out. I love his hair. His crown, whatever you want to call that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to use him. So he's going to be fun. We're going to use him on here. He's going to pretty much take up the whole card, but that's okay. So first thing we did is we went ahead and we did our sanding. We got that gloss finish off. Now I want to go ahead and I want to put some paint on here. I think I'm going to use my Target paints. Oh, that's a shimmer. I don't really want a shimmer. I kind of want a satin. Let's use Sky. Why not? So we're going to use Sky paint. And the first thing I'm going to do is, I want to put some gesso down on here. So let's get our gesso out here. And let's throw some gesso down. So how's everybody been doing this week? I've had a really rough week. Tons and tons and tons and tons of this wonderful life called pain. But hey, I do the best I can with what I've got. So, alright. I'm not being real fussy about this gesso. I'm just kind of putting it down there. So now I want to dry this real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and put some paint on there. Alright, so this is pretty well dry. I'm actually going to use the same paintbrush that I had. I just rinsed it out a little bit, and I actually used what was left on my paintbrush and went ahead and did another coat of gesso on that. So we're just going to go ahead and use what's on my paintbrush. And again, we're using the Satin Sky from Target, and I like these paints. They're just really creamy, and I like them. They tend to smell a little bit. They have like I don't know what kind of an odor to them. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's nothing I can't handle, but you do notice it when you open up the jar. It kind of stinks a little bit. Alright, we'll dry this up and we'll continue. Okay, so we've got this pretty dry. Now I want to put some type of a texture background on here because this is just very flat. I've got some coarse texture gel here. I'm going to put on my nifty little plate. And then I'm going to take my palette knife. I got to find my good palette knives. I don't know where. I keep losing them. Not quite sure what's happening with them, but that's alright. So I'm just going to take some of this emerald paint. Again, this is a Target paint. I'm just going to get it nice and green in this texture gel. Okay. And I've gotten out a few stencils here. I have, of course, the fern. I might put that on a little bit different. I've got this green, and I've got some circles. I'm going to start with this. And I'm not being real careful with this. I'm just plopping it on here. Let's see what it does. Just give it a little something. Or as Kelly Donovan likes to say, something something. So we're giving it a little something something. Alright, it's done a little bleeding through it. That's fine. I don't mind. Okay. And then I want to add, this is going to be crazy, but I'm going to try adding a little bit of this deep sea blue to my green. Want something a little bit different color, different shade. We're going to dry this up real quick, and then I'm going to add some more texture. Okay, so this is just kind of it's not really dry, but that's okay. just going to put this little tiny one over here, and I just want some more, just different color texture on here. I'm going to put a little bit over where I did the okay, see, it's just kind of cool, a little bit of texture. That's all right. All right. All right, let's dry this up. Okay, now since I have way too much texture paste out, I'm going to get another card out of my deck, and I'm going to sand it real quick. And I'm just going to throw this stencil, I'm going to throw this on it. Again, I don't know which card this is going to be, but for now we're just going to use up what we got sitting here in this plate. So I've got some extra texture. Well, I guess it's going to go that way. I really want it to go this way. So let's throw this texture down. Oh no! Down on this card. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what card that's going to be for, but hey, we got rid of that texture. So now I'm just going to take this. This is just a pad of paper that I keep handy. I think I paid 50 cents for this, or a quarter in Joann's. It was on clearance. Just a pad of paper. Okay. And that's as good as my stencils get cleaned off. I'll show you what this pad is. See, it's just a doodle pad. It says $2.97, but I think I only paid like a quarter for it. So that just gets out of my way. Okay. So we've got our texture down on this card. We're going to dry it. And then I'm going to get my bird out. What I did with my bird is I just did a real quick, I didn't really fussy cut, I just kind of cut him out. And I'm going to figure out how I'm going to color him. And I'm thinking watercolors because I kind of like the idea of the book text. So let me get that stuff together and we'll be right back. Okay, so now what I've got out is I've got a Koi watercolor palette here. And I've got some just real cheap brushes that I got at a store called Five Below. I think I paid $4 for this pack of brushes. So I am not, by any means, any way, a watercolor expert. I'm not well versed on this. I don't do a whole lot with it, but we're gonna play. I just have a little bit of a little container here. It's actually an old prescription bottle full of water. And I'm just gonna play with these watercolors. You know, I know they don't work like acrylics. They're a lot different than acrylics, but we're just gonna play. Let's see how it goes. Let's see, let's throw a little bit of yellow. Put some yellow on his belly here. He's a yellow belly. Got a little outside the lines, which, it's okay. We're just playing, right? All I'm doing is I'm taking my brush, putting a little bit of water on it, and then going to the color I want. I'm just playing. This is going to be his beak. Got a big beak. Now I know they're gonna be like, what are you doing with a? This is like a. Oh, this is the ultramarine blue. And again, we're just playing with him. He's pretty cool. He's a well-adapted birdie. He does whatever we want, right? Just giving him some color here and there. I'll use a little bit of this Payne's Gray. Then let's see, what are we gonna do? Let's give him a lemony yellow. How about we give him a lemony yellow face? He's just gonna be a pretty bird. Whoa! My card with texture just fell down. Alright. Using some of his beak color. Throwing it in there. Let's do a little bit more with this yellow. Again, like I said, I'm not a watercolor specialist at all, so I'm just playing. Love that color. It's like an ultramarine, it says. Let's bring some of that on down here. I like him. I'll give him some more of this blue. I want that blue to really stand out. 'Cause he's got a blue wing. Let's kind of make it into here. Now we gotta do his tree trunk here. Let him dry a little bit. Let's throw some burnt umber on here. I don't know how much of this tree trunk oops. Oh, we got some light red. That's okay. Too much. Get back here, bird. Too much. Like I said, I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to use, but hey, we can use a little. I think I'm going to cut him down a little bit more here on the belly, just because I have an awful lot of that texture of letter showing. There we go, that's a little better. Now we're going to give him a black eye. That sounds funny. Come here, birdie, I want to give you a black eye. Okay. And then, let's see, what else can we do with him? I think we're going to use some white highlights on him. I wonder what the white watercolor looks like. Let's see. Looks different. Okay, I'm going to go back in with this permanent yellow. I just want that a little bit darker. Try to stay away from his eye, which is bleeding. I'll have to fix that. See, I told you I'm not a watercolor specialist, that's for sure. You want to watch a really good watercolor video, watch Gina Ahrens, because she just does wonderful watercolors. It's not something that I've had a lot of practice with. I haven't played a whole lot with it, but I thought maybe we'd do something different. It's just fun. Okay. Let's see. I want to use some more of this burnt umber. Get this trim a little bit darker. Alright, now, because he's so pretty, I think he's pretty anyways, I want to do something with his little here. Let's make, let's take a little bit of this cerulean blue, and let's bring it up into his comb here. Okay, so he's got kind of a blue hue here. I like him. I'm just using the very tip of the brush and just pulling up some black and just kind of outlining him a little bit, just to make him look a little bit better. I'm just using the very tip of the brush, and if you use the very tip of the brush, you can make lines. Not a whole lot of water. I'm just dipping it in the water, pretty much touching it off and just barely touching the black. Come on. Okay, so I'm just playing is what I'm doing. Alright, I kind of like our birdie. Let's see what he looks like on our background. He's very wet. Here's our background. Oh, look at him. He gonna look cool. Alright, let me just set this stuff aside. I'm gonna dry this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so our birdie's dry. We dried him up pretty well. And I've got my card here. Now, you've seen me do this before. I got out some of my rub-ons, and I forgot to get my rub-on tool out, which is right. Nope, that's not it. Well, it was right here. Alright, sorry about that. We'll just use a palette knife. Okay. This, you've seen me use these before. This was just a thing of rub-ons of Alphabet. I got this in the dollar store. I got a whole packet of it, and I enjoy using it. And the biggest reason I do is because it just gives a little something more to the page, or to whatever you happen to be working on. You know, you don't have to do it. You don't have to rub them on so that, actually, let me bring you down to it. That's easier. There you go. See? You don't have to rub them on so that they're, you know, exactly what you see. Just add a little bit of something to the card. See, there it is. All right, this is a big blank space I don't like. So I'm just gonna, we'll throw a little of those on. See, it just leaves whatever. You don't have to do it full, I think is what I'm trying to say. So I'll throw those on there. Let me back this back out so you can actually see what I'm doing. And again, I use these, and to me it gives just a little bit of something more to the page. Okay, all right, I like those. All right, so now we have our bird. Here's our bird, which is going to go right here. I think he's cute. Now, I don't want to use any gel medium on this because I did it with watercolors. But what I'm going to do is I found this glue and seal. Again, I found this in Hobby Lobby, and it was $1 a bottle. So, of course, I picked up all of them. Who can't use glue, you know? And I'm just going to glue him on there. So let me just, and I don't have my phone book out that I usually use for glue backgrounds. I don't know. Since I moved my studio, I'm not quite sure where it is. But we're just going to put some glue on him. Make sure we got a good bit of glue because he's got to stick to this texture. Lay him down. Just gonna lay him down. Add a little bit there. Now his tail is going to end up getting cut off. That's why I didn't do a whole lot to his tail, but that's okay. We can do that, right? Now see, before when I laid it on this card, it was just him, the green, the blue. And now that I've got those rub-ons, it just gives it a little bit more, and I like that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get him dry. Then we're going to figure out what else we're going to do to this guy. Alright, so now he's all glued down. He's nice and dry. We are going to go ahead and cut off his tree limbs. Unfortunately, I have to do that because I can't fit them in the container that they're sitting in if I don't. And he's going to lose his tail. Bye, tail. Okay, so now I've got these two little guys. These are something I stamped a long time ago on another piece of art. Actually, it was something like this. So I just cut out my little butterflies here, and I want to give them a little bit of a pop, and I want them to be able to be. So I've got my pens here. I'm gonna find me some glitter. I want a glitter pen. These are almost empty. So I just got a bunch of little dots here on the butterfly's wings that I'm just going to add some glitter to. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just randomly adding some round spots of glitter just to give them a little pop. Okay, so there's one. Let's do some glitter on the other one. Another glitter pen. And I'm just doing this because I want a little bit more, I want these butterflies to stand out a little bit more. Okay, do one more right there. Alright, now same thing, we're going to use the same glue, and I'm going to glue these down. I think one butterfly is going to go right here on top of this texture. Maybe if he wants to stick, just throw a little bit of glue on the texture. That might help him. And then when it dries, it'll dry clear, which is fine. So we're going to stick him there. And I think the other butterfly is going to kind of be following along behind him here. And And again, once that glue dries, it'll dry clear, so. Okay, last thing I think I'm going to do with this guy is I want to, of course, do my edges. Gotta do the edges. And there he is. I love him. He's my little bird. Okay, so that is number 35, bird. Let's go on to 36 and see what we've got. Alright, so we've got 36. Number 36 is Free Play. And it's funny, I picked out a 6. I went ahead and I did my what do you call it, sanding. So we got a bit of the glaze off, the gloss off. This was sent to me in a piece of Happy Mail, and it says the crab. And it just cracks me up because you know what? That's what my back has been doing. It's been being a crab. So we're going to make this card into a nice little home for the crab. Because that's just the mood. Last night a storm came in and it rained like crazy. And since the injury, my body does not like rain. It doesn't like storms, it doesn't like rain. So the crab is going to have a nice little vacation right here on this card. So let's see, what color are we going to put behind the crab? I am thinking, I like this hot coral. Let's put the hot coral behind her. Let's see what it looks like. Why not, right? Let's see what we've got here. And I need some white gesso to go with the hot coral, because the hot coral is not, this is the neon. It's not opaque, so I want it to cover up the 6 here. So we'll just add a little white gesso. Easy, right? Makes it more like into a peach. Peach color. That's okay. Peach color is good. Now I have a lot of paint here on the brush, and that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this up. I'll go ahead and use up what's left on my brush. We'll do it again, and then I'll be back. Alright, so we've got this pretty well dry. I've got my 2 coats of paint on there. It didn't turn out this neon color, but that's okay. I like this. This is cool. So now what I did is I pulled out, I got too much junk on my desk here. I pulled out some background stamps. And I know most of this is going to get covered up, but that's okay. I'm going to have fun with it anyways. So I'm just kind of putting them here because I have a crazy idea in mind. Clean off my stamp on my notebook pad. Alright. I'm using just plain archival ink, Ranger archival ink. Now I pulled out this stamp. I really like this corner stamp. So we're going to put corners on here. There's one corner. And another corner. Alright. Now what I'm thinking is when I put my crab on there, this crabby. Alright, I'll put that away. Alright, when I put I ran my crab through I ran my crab through the Xyron machine because I don't really want to use wet media on this. I've already done the pushing it to make sure that it's going to stay on there. Let's pull that off. I want to put her right here. As good as she gets. She's a little bit cockeyed, but that's alright. It's okay to be crabby and cockeyed. So now I've got some other little stamps here, and I think I might use this one. Right here. And I just want to okay. So here she is so far. I like her. Alright. Put these back in my background stamps. Put those away. Alright. So now we've got our crab. We know she's crabby. What else are we going to do with her? Of course we have to do, you know what, I need to get another black. This black is running out. And I can tell because it's not making my edges as black as I'd like it to. Let me try something. Now I've never done this with the archival ink, but hey, let's try it. Nah. Okay. Alright, let's see what else we've got here. I have another black, but I'm afraid this one's almost out too. Yep. Oh no! And I have not been able to find these again. I buy them in like AC Moore or Michaels or and they're usually in a little bin with $1, and there's a bunch of different colors, but I haven't been able to find any more black recently, so I might have to try to figure out a different way of doing my edges. So if you know something really cool, how to redo them, let me know, okay? Alright, so we have our crab. I think she needs a little bit more pop of color, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a blue glitter, and there's a little flower right here. We're just going to pop her a flower in. I'm going to put a little bit of glitter on her shoes. Even though I know she's crabby, she's getting some glitter. There we go. Just because she's crabby doesn't mean she can't have glitter, right? I'm going to put some glitter here on her hat. And you know what? She's going to get blue hair. Because I can. And there I'm just kind of doodled a little bit. I just gave her some circles. Alright? Honestly, I don't really want to do much more to her. She's my crab. And she's all good. So that is number 36. That's free play. And that is the crab. Alright, we'll be back with the next. Okay everybody, we are on card number 37. The prompt for this one is beach. I think this is the last one I'm going to be able to do for this week. Unfortunately, I'm in a horrific amount of pain. So, beach. The minute I thought of this one, I thought of a, or I'm sorry, the minute I saw the prompt for this one, I thought of a, let's run away. I just run away. I want to run away to the beach. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. But, okay, so let's make our card up for a beach theme. So, again, I start out with just sanding off the gloss. Now, I pulled out a few stencils here, and of course, you know I love this paste, this Viva Ferro Special Effect Paste. I absolutely love this stuff. And, pardon me, I've got a couple stencils here that I'm going to use to put this on. But the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to gesso this card. I'm not going to make you wait through the whole process and watch this. So I'm going to go ahead and gesso it, dry it up, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I went ahead and I put a couple coats of gesso on here, and then I took this satin egg from Target and I put that on there. Just put a coat of that. And now I brought out the shimmer. This is actually Shimmer Sky. And it's almost like a metallic. I just want a real light, almost non-existent light color on here. There we go. I don't want anything bold, I just want a little bit of that effect. Oops, get back here, you. Okay. So I put a light coat of that on there. Now I'm going to take this special paste. I'm actually going to take the black and I want to put down like a base of sand right here. Let me dry this so that my stencil doesn't stick to it. Okay, so this is pretty dry. Now what I'm going to do is I want it to kind of go like this. I'm actually going to take this paste. Just going to put a layer down. I realize sand is not black. Well, some sand is not black. This sand is, right? It can be whatever color I want it to be. Okay. Okay, so that one layer, I've dried it a little bit. Now I want to do it again. So we're just going to take some more. And we're going to go over it again. Okay. And I'm going to take this, put it on my trusty little notebook here, take my brayer, and just get some of that texture off that off that stencil. Alright. So now I've got some sand here, I like that. Now I've got some other paste here. Remember what I said about this paste. Make sure you put it down in all together or it will harden like a rock on the side and you cannot get the stuff off. So, alright. Now I'm going to take this modeling cream and I want to take a little bit of it and I want to put it in some, I think I'm going to use this Peacock Blue. So we're going to take another palette knife. Again, I'm always losing my palette knives, not sure why. Take another palette knife. Take some of this Peacock Blue. Maybe. Come on. And now let me dry this one because I'm going to take this and I want to put it right over top of it and I want it right here. So let's dry up this other one first and we'll be right back. Alright, so we've got that dry now. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to, I'm thinking right about there. Now this is all just experiment and play because I don't know what this is going to look like. But how do you find out unless you do it? You don't, right? So we're just going to bring some waves here. I like them. Let's see what they look like. There's some water crashing over on our sand here. At least that's what it looks like in my mind. Ooh, we'll see what it looks like once we get it done. I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And I'm going to take this and just kind of fill in a little bit here and there with our water. I love using these textures. I need to get some more of them. I've got the 3 bottles and I love them. I like it. What do you think? I like it. I like it. Alright, we're going to bring down our notebook. And of course I've got myself creating here in a 2-inch space again. But that's okay. Alright, now we're going to dry this and we're going to continue and see where we go with our beach theme. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to do. I don't want to use that water. I'm going to get my brush a little bit wet, just so that it's quite wet. And I just want a very little touch of this yellow. I'm not looking for a whole lot. I just want it to be, there we go. Just like it's sunny. Just a touch. Not a whole lot. That's too much. Just so that we know, you know, we've got some sun coming down here at the beach. Okay. Can't really see it on camera, but it's just kind of like a light yellow. Alright. Now I'm going to take and dry this, and then I found this little girl running at the beach. And I think it goes fantastic with this Let's Run Away, because here she is with her beach pail and her feet. So we're going to get her and we're going to run her away. But let's dry this up first so we can get her to stick down. Okay, so we've got this dry. As dry as we're going to get it right now. And like I said, I've got this little girl here. So she's going to go down right here, and we're going to put her sand pail right here. And we're just going to have the Let's Run Away. Because, boy, I'll tell you, today, definitely, I wouldn't mind running away. Ah, get out of my way. So let's just get some glue on her. And let's get her put down. That's just cute. Okay, so we're just going to get her feet put down here. She's running away. Don't we all wish we could run away sometimes? Oh, to be young again and just, you know, leave the house and go out and do whatever. Oh, to be young again. So let's get her arm. Got her pail right there. And actually, her pail has a bunch of sand in it. That's fine. We're good with that. I'm not going to mess with it. Make sure she's put down flat. And her pail is put down flat. And she's running away. I don't know if I want to put this here or across the water. Across the water and sand would be better. I hope this glue is going to stick. see how it goes. Well, let's run away. Now, instead of, I gotta move this stuff. Ouch. Instead of doing a black border, I'm gonna do a blue border. And here we go. There is number 37, which is the beach. And it says, let's run away. Okay. Alright, let me look real quick and see what this next one is and see if I can do it right now or not. If not, we'll have to do another one next week. Let's see what it is. Hold on just a second. Okay, the next prompt is abstract, and honestly, it's going to have to wait until next week. So I hope you've enjoyed our deck of cards this week. We actually have 37, the beach, 36, which is free play, and 35, which is bird. And I hope you have fun, and if you like, please hit the like button below. Please comment. I answer all your comments. Please share. Remember, be kind to one another, have fun, and happy creating. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.